Dave Tosch, Executive Director, Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center. Today I'm with one of our members, Don Truscott, and we're going to chat about a few things where Don has been involved with the Senior Center. First thing I want to say is we're out here on a beautiful December day, and we just had our winter solstice, I think 2 days ago.
2 days ago.
And we got the sun out, and boy, we're feeling good out here on the patio at the Senior Center right now. And so we hit the weather just perfect today. Don has been coming to the Senior Center for about 5 years, and I want him to tell us a little bit of the story as to how he found the Senior Center. He's a long-time resident of the Valley. Many of you may recognize him that have been in the Valley for a long time. I know him as the basketball coach of the freshman team over at the Sterling Middle School in East Wenatchee. And we got to talking one day about all that, good memories. And so, Don, tell us a little bit about how it is that you wound up coming to the Senior Center and what you do here on a regular basis. I believe I see you every single day that we're open for lunch.
You do.
I don't know that you've missed more than 2 or 3 lunches. So tell us a little bit more about that.
To begin with, Dave, I have never been one to cook very much. My wife was the cook in our family, and so when she passed away, it kind of threw a monkey wrench into my lunches and so forth. And so I met a lady, Erna Geiger, who is a member here too, and she convinced me to come over and have lunch one day. So I said, okay, I'll do that. And so her sister was here from California too. So the three of us went ahead and came over, and oh boy, the meal was tremendous, and the company was, just great. So I started talking to people I'd never met in my life, and I really enjoyed it. And so from that time on, I was hooked. I said to Erna, I said, boy, I'm going to continue to come, and I have. And like you said, I very rarely ever miss a time. But since we've been closed, it's been really tough. It's been really good here as far as the volunteer people. They've just been tremendous with their meals and things like this. So I've missed the company, but the meals are still coming. So that's really nice, and I really do enjoy it.
Tell us a little more about that. You said the meals are still coming. I think you're participating in the frozen meal program.
I am.
Can you just talk a little bit about that?
Oh, yeah. It's been so good. They deliver meals to me on Wednesday around 11:30 in the morning, and they deliver 7 of them. And not only do I have the frozen meal, but they also throw in a lot of other things, cookies, little cans of juice, and popcorn, all kinds. I love these little packages of nuts that have candies and things in it. And the gal that's been delivering to me, trying to think of her. Leanne.
Yeah.
She told me, please let me know what you like as far as the kind of dinners that you want, because I was all ready to go in and talk to Penny and tell Penny how much I enjoyed her selection of the lunches. And she said, that's not up to Penny. She said, I do that. She said, I pack those. So, well, anyway, so she said, what do you really like? And I said, well, I like fish, and, I like stuffed green peppers. And so she's been doing that. She's been sending me those kind of meals. And it's just been great. Yeah. I just can't say enough about how good a job that they are doing. And it's just been, wonderful for a person like me who doesn't cook.
So apparently you figured out how to warm up those frozen meals
Oh,
in your
yes.
microwave.
Well, you told me how to do it. So I've opened the little corner and put a little water with it, and 5 minutes later, I'm sitting there and having a nice warm meal.
Yeah, and so our kitchen is doing a lot of those frozen meals. We're making the meals here, and we put them in the trays, seal them up, freeze them, and then Leanne from Okanagan County Transportation and Nutrition is her organization, is the one that organizes the volunteers, and they get them delivered to your home, and that's worked out really, really well. We're happy that we're able to serve the community that way.
I should say so.
They're right now we're preparing anywhere from 300 to 400 meals a week, and then we take a few breaks here and there, but it's worked out for the community very, very well, and I appreciate your comments on that. I know that there's a lot of folks in our community like you that have lived here for a long time and really never paid that much attention to the senior center, or didn't even know that it really existed or why it existed. And I think you're probably one of those where it took somebody to prod you to come out here for lunch one day to realize what it is that we have here.
It sure did,
and
Dave.
I just find that story somewhat fascinating.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was, I really owe a lot to Erna for getting me here, because I started out originally with Meals on Wheels, and nothing against them. They did a great job. But I don't know, there was something when Erna said, well, come on and go to lunch with us, I thought, well, that's nice. I'll have something a little different. And boy, oh boy, I sure have enjoyed it.
Yeah. Yeah, so I also know during harvest season, you've been known to bring a lot of fresh fruit and vegetables in, set them out for people to take home. And I know that's very much appreciated. We've been known to allow that to happen. But you still have apparently an orchard close by your house, and you go out and pick off the fruit and bring it in.
I do. I have a very nice neighbor. Their names are Bickfords, Bickford Orchards. They even have a fruit stand at the farmers market. Yeah. So anyway, they've been so good. They're basically a peach for peaches, but Monty and his sons have just been great. They allow me to come in there and pick the fruit, and I bring it here, and people seem to really enjoy it.
I know I do. I always get one or two.
So, and I used to have a place where I could get golden apples too, but unfortunately they took that out, so I'm not doing real well with apples, but I still have cherries. A friend of mine that lives a couple blocks down from me on Empire Way, he lets me come in and pick cherries, so I can bring some cherries in too. So I like to help people if I can. That's for sure.
I noticed you brought an electronic device with you today. We don't see a lot of that at the senior center, but we're seeing more and more of it. You want to talk just a little bit about why you have that and what you use it for, and I think it's just it's an iPad, right?
It's an iPad.
Yeah, and like I say, we're seeing more and more people using those. I think a lot of the grandparents have been forced into staying connected with their grandkids through the use of these, and I think that's what you're doing with it. You want to just talk a little bit about it?
I sure will. Well, like I mentioned before, when I retired from teaching in 1982, the computers were coming into the schools, and so I missed all that. And I don't know that I felt that I had missed an awful lot, but a couple, 3 years ago, my kids said, Dad, you need to get an iPad. And I said, well, what for? Well, we can do a lot of things on that iPad. You can visit with your grandkids and your great-grandkids. And So I said, okay, well, let's try it. So we went over and bought this one, and I'll have to admit that at first I wasn't really turned on too much. In fact, it sat for quite a while before I even did much with it. But I have a granddaughter that's really good at this. So if I have any problems, she's right there to help. And she said, Grandpa, don't worry about it. Just start pushing buttons and it'll all come out and you'll be fine. So anyway, I use it now quite a bit. I FaceTime my kids, my grandkids, my great-grandkids. I watch the news a lot on it. Almost every morning now, I turn it on and I check the news to see what it is. And I'm also on Google, so that's helped me. And I'm getting better at it. I'll have to admit it. I was pretty not for sure what I was doing. But the more I use it, the better I'm getting at it. And gosh, I don't know what I'd do without it right now. It's just been that much of a help to me.
So you've been able to use it on FaceTime and Zoom calls.
Sure have.
With your family to stay connected.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did physical therapy. In fact, I do now and then again, but I met a gal that was really good over at Confluence Health, and she helped me so much with a lot of exercises that I was doing at home. Well, darn if she didn't move to Montana. So that kind of made me feel bad, but I've kept in touch with her on my iPad, and it's been really nice. She always asks me, how you doing? Are you still doing your exercises? And yes, I am. But if I didn't have this, I don't know how I kept up with her.
Yeah, so. I don't have an iPad. I got a computer. I use that quite a bit. I actually used my smartphone last night. It's an iPhone, and I watched the local TV news, and I don't get that station on my Dish network. They don't have that offered on the satellite networks.
Oh, sure.
You have to have cable TV or access to the internet. But if you got a smartphone, you can watch the news right there on your smartphone, and it comes in crystal clear, a little smaller, of course.
Oh, yeah.
You can hear what they're talking about, and it's just a very convenient way to stay, up to what all the news is. So I think more often now than ever before, people being at home, without many things to do, are tending to venture into these devices, and they are getting simpler. I mean, I must admit, it took me a little bit of time to get familiar with my iPhone, but you gotta force yourself to get used to it, it can be a really, really good tool. So, Don, I want to thank you for spending a little bit of time with us today out in this nice, beautiful, sunshiny day.
It's my pleasure.
In the middle of winter.
My pleasure completely. And I would just simply say, if when we do finally get back to semi-normal or what they call it, and we can open up again, I would suggest that if you want great company and great meals, then this is the place to be, the Senior Center. And
I think Don really hit on it. It's not just the meals to eat here, it's the social aspect of it.
Sure is.
Getting together with friends and laughing a little bit and talking to other folks. It's very meaningful. And so once again, I want to thank you for joining me today, Don.
All right. I'm very happy to do it.
Take care.
Okay, you bet.